is Myra Elaine on the Buying Space channel. I continue today in my series about the four Gospels, which are the first four books of the New Testament. And it follows the life of Christ on earth. And we read a parable today in chapter 25, starting in verse 14. The parable of the three servants. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by a story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted them his money while he was gone. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it proportion to their abilities. Then he left on his trip. The servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. After a long time, their master returned from their trip and called them to give an account of how they had used the money. The servant he had entrusted with 5 bags of silver came forward with 5 more and said, "Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest, and I've earned 5 more." The master was full of praise. "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling the smallest amount. So now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more." The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together." Then the servant with 1 bag of silver came and said, "Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. But I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it up in the earth. Look, here's your money back." And the master replied, "You wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it." Then he ordered, "Take the money from this servant and give it to the one with 10 bags of silver. To those who use what they are given, even more will be given, and they that will have abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." So right here in the Bible it says to use what money you have, not to dig a hole and put your possessions in it, to be giving and productive with what you have. And that's very good advice even today. Why not at least put it in the bank? Have a blessed day, everyone.